One of my favorite tools for finding out more about any niche market is using Facebook Audience Insights. You can find this over at facebook.com/ads/audience_insights, or do a search on Google for Facebook Audience Insights. And the reason I like this tool is we can put in any interest and we can find out more about the people in the interest. We can find other pages they like, we can find the demographics, we can even find the lifestyle and the types of professions they're more likely to be in for people who like this. So it's a really good way to get to know your target audience. The one negative on Facebook, which I have to warn you about in the beginning, is what we're going to be finding out is we're going to be finding out people who like a specific page on Facebook. So these are people who've liked a page. These aren't necessarily buyers that we're finding out about. So you're going to know about the overall audience, and you'll especially know what kinds of things get shared and what brings up a lot of interest and likes on Facebook. But we don't really get to see the buyers in the market this way, and the buyers might be a little bit different. One of the things to note that I found in a lot of markets is the best buyers often skew a little bit older than the overall audience, especially as you look in Facebook. So to get started with, we need an interest to start targeting. Now let's look at organic gardening, because we talk about that in one of the other videos. And for organic gardening, some of the things that we can look for is, first of all, is there a magazine in the industry? Because if there's a magazine in the industry, we could target that as an interest. I'm going to jump over to magazines.com and I'm going to quickly look to see if there's a magazine that has to do with organic gardening. So we're going to go to Home and Gardening. Let's go down to Gardening. Okay, we've got Organic Life here. This looks like it's about organic, okay, the process of gardening, fun and easy, Organic Life. Let's see if this is an Indian, we target Organic Life. Can we target Organic Life? There it is, Organic Lifestyle Magazine. There we go. Okay, so we're targeting Organic Lifestyle Magazine, and you'll notice that we just changed here, and we can now see some of the demographics of the people who like this magazine on Facebook. And notice it's 80% women, 20% men. One of the first things we notice. The difference here is the blue bars is this audience. The gray bars is the overall average of Facebook. So as you look at this, you'll see that there's less people in the 18 to 34 categories, but there's more people in the 34 to 64 categories than on the average of Facebook. Now we can scroll down and we can see some of the lifestyles of these individuals. So we've got career-centered singles, which is 3% of the audience. It's higher than what we'd expect to see, and that means an affluent, single, professional, well-educated, dedicated to the career, long-term homeowners. We've got some urban tenants, predominantly singles in their early 50s, and you can see we can just scroll over each one and we can see more about the audience. Okay, so you can see more about the audience. The comparisons don't really jump really high here, 50%, so 50% more than what you'd normally see on Facebook, so there's not a big jump right there. We scroll down here, we see relationship status, they're more likely to be married than not. Educational level, more likely to be college or grad school, we can see. Job titles, again, not a big jump here for any of these. A lot of cleaning and maintenance, healthcare and medical, arts, entertainment, sports, nurses in this category. This basically means 50% more likely than the average Facebook user. But now let's jump over here and show you something else that's very interesting. We go over to page likes, and you're going to see the other types of pages these people are likely to like. So we have Rodale's Organic Life. They're likely to like this also. Mother Earth Living, Veg News Magazine. So those are other magazines they're likely to like. You can see Organic Lifestyle Magazine. We've got doctors. They like Dr. Joseph Mercola. They like Eating Well Publisher. So they'll give us a lot of information of other likes. So what would you do with this information? You can go through and you can start visiting these Facebook pages and see the other types of information that these people are liking. You can see the comments that are made on those pages. Also, we could start adding these in as other interests. So let's say that we wanted to add, we can find out more about the audience, Rodale's Organic Life. Are we able to target that? Doesn't look like we can target that right here. Okay, we're not always able to target everything. Rodale Institute, Rodale Inc., that's not necessarily targeted enough. What about Mother Earth Living? Yes, there it is. We'll put that in. Oh, now we got a really big audience. And you can see we have even more information that'll tell us about people who like this. What else do they like? Okay, so there's a lot of other things they like. We can go down here. These are affinity. How likely are these audience? How connected are these audiences to the audiences we're already looking at? We can find out a lot about these audiences. Let's see if we find out more about the demographics, because we have a much bigger audience now. Okay, country singles likely, rural parents likely, still much more likely to be married than single. These are similar. It looks like nurses came up on top even higher with this audience. So you get to know a lot about your audience just by going through Facebook and looking to see other pages. Like I used a magazine here to start. We could also look for major businesses in the industry. You can do a search on Google and try to find blogs in the market. Blogs will often have a link over to the Facebook page, and you find a large blog in the industry. You can start them as the starting interest to look at. Sometimes you can start with the keyword itself, such as organic gardening. We could have tried to start here. You could try some of the author names or book names that are very large to start with to look for ideas. And so there's a lot of starting points you can get for ideas here. You could do a search on Google and see what are the type sites that come up on search engine optimization on the organic side of Google or on the pay-per-click side of Google. See if they have Facebook pages. You can use those as ideas to start here. So I really like this because we can find out so much about the audience, who we're targeting, who we're going to be talking to, and then we could also go and visit these pages to see more about them. So besides the demographics and page likes, you also see that they have other tabs up here. We have location, where are they more likely to be from? Activities, so are they likely to like pages and comment on them and share posts? We can see this audience definitely likes pages and likes to share. So if you can find a passionate market, then you might consider going and doing Facebook advertising, because you can see a market like this, they like to share things, which gives you an advantage in advertising on Facebook. We can see their household income. Where does their income range to? It looks like the 50 to 75 is the primary level, which is pretty normal. You can see that's much more likely they're in the lower income levels, not the higher income levels, by the averages, because remember the gray is the averages on Facebook. Are they likely to own their home? Looks like that's pretty similar. And then what kind of purchases do they make? Do they make online purchases? Do they purchase? Looks like they do a lot of business purchases, pet products, so there's a big crossover with pets here. And you can see some of the other information of what they're after.